Hey, this is Ben from Easededge with a video on how to do a customer report and some of the information that you can get from this type of report. So in this example, we'll choose a customer report type, and for the first example, let's say we want to see all the customers that were moved to closed by month last year. So in order to get that data, we'll say we want to group by month, which means that every bar on this chart will be month, and we'll group by the closed date. So we'll select closed there. So what we're doing is we're saying, show me all the customers grouped by the date they were moved to closed. Now that's going to be for all time. So what we want to do is filter and say, only show me the customers that were moved or entered status closed last year. So we'll add a filter that filters the customers by the customer they entered closed last year, and we'll group that by month. Let's see what that looks like. So here we can see all the customers grouped by month, April through December, with customers or of customers that were moved to closed. So we can drill down if we want and see all those customers, all 64 of them, that were moved to closed in June of 2019. So let's say instead of grouping by month, we want to see all of the customers that have that were moved to closed, but we want to group by reseller instead and see how many resellers have customers that have closed last year. So in order to do that, we can just group by reseller instead of by month, and we'll click preview, and we can see here all of the resellers and how many for each of them have closed customers last year. There's a good number of them here, and again, you can always drill down and see which of these or see which customers add up to give you these numbers. So a couple other things that we could do. We could filter by, let's say, account manager instead, and say we want to see instead of last year, we want to see last month and see how our account managers are split up by account manager last month. And instead of closed, let's say by one. So this report is going to show all of the customers that moved to the status 1 last month, and we'll group by account manager. And there we have that report there. There's a lot of different options you could do. Say, for example, you wanted to group by a custom field, a custom select field. So you could say type of job, say for example. So this is a custom field, custom select field we've set up, and we can filter or group by that instead. And we could preview that. And you can see here commercial new build, commercial remodel. These are all the customers that were moved to 1 last month, grouped by this custom select field of job type or type of job. A lot of other filters you could add as well. So instead of saying just that was moved to 1 last month, you could say the account, or let's just say the reseller was Apple Tree Homes. So again, there's a lot of options here, a lot of ways you can filter down these customers. So you can say whether or not there was an event scheduled or there is an event scheduled, what the reseller is, the current status, account manager, So if you want to see a specific account manager, say for example, let's see how Adam did last last year. So let's say he moved to closed last year, and we'll get rid of this reseller filter. So what we're doing here is we're saying customer set to close last year. The account manager is Adam, and let's group by month and see how he did by month last year. And we'll say group by closed, and we'll see what that looks like. So September, October, November, December were the only months where he has jobs that closed, and we can kind of see how he did in that time period. So we could do, for a different account manager, we could look by, instead of account manager, we maybe could say reseller. Let's look at the reseller. Let's do Drpay, for example. Drpay construction. And this is going to show us all the customers that were closed last year that the reseller is Drpay, grouped by month on the closed, the day they were closed, or the month they were closed. Preview that. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Each of those months broken out. These are all Drpay reseller arranged by month. So there's still some other options that you can play around with, but that's a good overview on the customer report.